Greetings and salutations. I am Bajongles, and if you enjoy my content, consider following me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bajongles1, where I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. You could also, if you'd be so kind, check out my Bluesky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. Also, if you wanted to check my VODs out, consider liking and subscribing here on YouTube. It would be much appreciated. And with that, back to your regularly scheduled program. Hello, hello, hello. Let me make the those two things invisible so you don't see the weird buffer wheel. Hello. I'm going to make you invisible and have you not work. I want to keep you there though. Sorry, I'm dealing with technical stuff from last stream. Hello, hello, hello. I just got back from the therapy and had lunch and fed my cats. It is good to see everybody. I changed the starting message and from it's bejongling time to come join the circus because that feels more inviting. Or maybe that'll work. If not, that's fine. It's not that's fine, but it's just sort of the vibe that I want to get across. I have tuna salad, by the way. Mm, it's very good. Now, because I'm starting half an hour late today. Sorry about that, by the way. Um, my therapy was early enough that I figured I could do that without it being a much issue, and I'd say it's not. I'm still happy I'm here. Uh, Speaking of happy, you know what makes me happy? Listening to Outer Wilds. There we go. Let's get ourselves situated, shall we? Have a much chiller stream now that I have rested for a couple of days. I've made some progress on stuff, obviously. If you saw my Bluesky and Tumblr, uh, I've edited and rendered multiple videos. I just need to do the thumbnail and release. Uh, yeah, I just need to do the thumbnail and actually release today's VOD, which I'll do after stream. One thing I wish didn't happen is that the last two videos uploaded out of sync, which is a bit of an issue. They're supposed to be swapped in terms of schedule. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I suppose I don't think I'd like to dilly-dally all that much, so I will switch over to art time. Don't mind it being black, it'll be fixed basically immediately. There we go. There we go, this is the progress I've made. Speaking of progress, I'm working on making a new PNG tuber model for myself. So that once I do that and I update all the screens, then I can say, this was season 0, welcome to season 1. And sort of do a funny little debut thing that'll hopefully get more people involved. Now that I'm actually doing it, I should probably have everything be a bit less slapdash. Be a little less poorly put together. There we go. Let's get you on the line out. Very good. What size are you? Okay, you're just size 7. That's fine. That's good. That's fine and good. That's default. Hmm. So I'm just finishing up tuna salad. It has it has shell noodles, which are my favorites because instead of macaroni for macaroni and cheese, I like to have these shell noodles instead because they hold the sauce very well. That's sort of depending on how good the cheese sauce actually is, but no, I find a good cheese sauce to be very important. Like, it's not macaroni and cheese because it's not macaroni noodles, but like I'm not sure what else to call it. It doesn't, there's not exactly as nice a ring to it without macaroni. Right? Macaroni is very nice. It's a very, very, very nice noodle. Very satisfying. I have to draw you now. Wait, let me draw you. I should have done more sketches on her outfit, because her outfit's a little complex. But like, really, it's not that complex. I do need to draw her, though. I forget her name again, so I'm just going to call her Bar Lady 9 Art. There we go. Fun fact, and again, if you see my socials, you'd already know this. At least my Bluesky where I talked about it. After my stream on Sunday, I didn't last an hour before I passed out. And I slept for 12 hours. I slept until 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Which is definitely something. It's definitely something. I definitely feel like I slept. And then after that, I slept pretty decently. Oh shit, somebody liked my post. Who are you? Oh. Hey, let me see your art. Oh, somebody just liked a post of mine. Who like actually does exhibition art. Thanks. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Wrong one. I need you. Bar lady. Yeah, if I get rid of background line art and I get rid of you for a moment. No, you make it easier to see actually. That's funny. There we go. Okay. And your eyes just have straight up separated lines. If I do that. I'm hoping to at least make enough progress today to actually, like, show what I've done on social media, Because while that's not super important, I'd still like to have a somewhat significant presence, because that's how you grow. There we go. Okay, I think that's fine. Every time I say fine, like fine, like when I say it like that specifically, I keep thinking about I know the person that like I don't know, but I um I follow the person that this audio came from, but I'm specifically referencing an animation where like a wizard talks to the rogue is like I need a pristine skull, but you need to not ask questions. Alright, I got them for you as long as you also don't ask any questions. And then pulls out 7 pristine skulls. This one's fine. Like specifically the way that they say this one's fine has sort of like stuck into my brain like a funny needle. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't like this Luffy. I'll change this Luffy a little bit, since I've improved a lot in art since I started this piece. There we go. Yes. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Wow, 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 wow. Alright, there we go. Now I'm looking. This side is a lot more subdued a little bit, so it yeah, it goes like that. You know, I've definitely gotten a lot better with line weight. My bad. I've definitely gotten a lot better with line weight over the course of this. Hey, this looks good. This is actively good line artwork on my end, I think. I might just be getting a bigger brain, though. A bigger ego is going to my Brian. My wrinkly Brian. My powerful wrinkly Brian will crush you like a grape. There we go. Okay. And then the next one. I see. Not Slytherin, eh? That'll be Hufflepuff. I think I since I started playing the Harry Potter game. By the way, it's going pretty well so far. We ended the first session this last time. Uh, it it sort of ended with our characters. Oh yeah, hi, hello. I sent messages out on my socials. Hello. Yeah, I said so that I would be half an hour late because I had to like set up my stuff and then get back. I like get back here from therapy and then set things up. But yeah, I made it on time. Hello. I made it on time and as in half an hour late. A wizard is never late. He arrives exactly when he means to. Or fooled any April so far. You see, the thing is, when you're already a fool, April Fool's Day is just another day. As I've been clowning enough that April Fool's is just another foolish day. I think I need to just put that back the way I found it, or so help me. Oh yeah, also you probably saw on my socials, on after the Sunday stream, I slept for 12 hours because I pulled that all-nighter doing the PNG tuber model. I'm very impressed with my work. I was a it's pipe weed session. Exactly. He needed to buy more pipe weed. But yeah, no. After Sunday stream, I passed out for 12 hours because I did an all nighter finishing that PNG tuber model for my friend who I was streaming with, and did stream. I've binged Dandadan recently. Peak shit. I've heard it's peak shit. I started watching it with friends, but uh we only got a couple of episodes in because that was all that was there at the time, and we kind of forgot to keep up with it later. So I haven't watched a lot of it. The animation is very good. You know when Creepy Nuts does a theme for an anime, it's gonna be peak. How's Pomme de Germain doing? He's doing pretty all right. Uh, I need to talk to him some. Don't mind me being sick. I need to talk to him some more about some things. I've convinced him to take a look at getting a job at Costco instead of Amazon because Costco actually cares about their workers' well-being, and he has medical stuff. Uh, Spotted Eddie Spuds as of yet? Not yet. He's still in an eternal battle with the Archlich Bezos. I'm hoping that he's able to move on to working at Costco because they just raised their wage to like $30 an hour. And are keeping all of their like, even though it's not legally required anymore, they're keeping their diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff like in their like company rules, which is nice. So I convinced him to at least take a look at that because he's fighting the Archlich Bezos right now, and that's a grueling battle. I was about to show you the PNG tuber, and then I realized you were there for a little bit. You were talking about having insomnia. How'd that fare, by the way? Did you end up at least resting? Oda does ears completely differently than I do. Being a stupid, there's the French companies telling them to stop DEI. It went well. I'm glad it went well. Yeah, you need to stop DEI, and that's sort of the thing with a lot of these like these like drug companies and these like technically foreign companies that just sort of are really successful here, that like if they don't need to do specific things, like if they don't need to do specific policies, then it's easier to just fall back to their like the policies they have to in like their home regions, or not even their home regions, but like in other regions that they sell. Like for instance, it would just be easier for drug companies to have to use the European standards if we get rid of American standards, because they could just use the same factories and it would actually be cheaper for them. The thing is, though, that doesn't apply to companies that are just here, which is a shame. Is that ear a bit big? Yeah, that ear's a bit big. Yeah, thank God for Aya, so yeah. Something I talked with my therapist about. Also, I hope you don't mind me talking about my therapy. I do not care about the privacy on my end. I'm fine with talking about what I talked about. What was it? Oh yeah, that basically while things are really rough right now, there is a silver lining in that all the people that used to be supported by the system are no longer being supported, which means that, uh, the people dismantling it are having less and less support and more protests and active rebellions, like what's been happening with Tesla dealerships. Which means hopefully if they keep being dumb, which they're gonna, because they're stupid, and also hopped up on ketamine, uh, things might actually get better. Like, I don't just mean better from how they are right now, I mean better than they were, period. Because it's like, oh, well, all this stuff led to this. Yeah, that may be a bit wishful thinking, but, like, that's my hope. I personally still have stuff to lose, but I would rather, uh, die taking a bunch of people with me, personally, than lose them. Because the things I'm afraid of losing are people. I'm afraid of losing the people around me. Me voting for Trump, but as an accelerationist. Listen, I hated it. I hated the accelerationists until Trump won his second term, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, like maybe they're onto something, because I don't want to live in this. I don't want to live in this. This sucks, and a bunch of groups that people I care about are a part of are being actively deported into work camps right now. Which is not good. Okay, this line art's going pretty well. You know, the last time that a guillotine was used can always be updated. Because really, it's just the last time a guillotine was used so far. I may have accidentally shrunk her boobage, but I think that's fine. That should be fine. Yeah, like less death penalty in France. Yeah. It was after Star Wars came out, which is sort of like my marker of when that happened, because Star Wars is pretty memorable. Okay, there we go. You see, fun fact, I don't have to draw any of this lower half. I just have to do this top half well, because this is going to be covered by a counter. Modernity began with the destruction of the Death Star. Oh, that reminds me. I saw this video from Hello Future Me, I believe, talking about like Tolkien's perspectives on life in general, I guess, and some of his stuff feels really poignant. Uh, like with World War II, there was well, everyone was bad, right? Like in reality, everyone was bad because colonialism is evil and hurts a lot of people, and is an unjust and cruel system. Like we know this. That's supposed to not be controversial. But there was a clear like evil, right? There was a clear bad side to it. and then the war was won. And Tolkien used a sort of a story hero as an allegory where he wrote a what if Gandalf did take the ring? And it was sort of the death of the idea of good and evil, and sort of like because Gandalf started with good intentions and then became bad, it was really hard to distinguish. Like, it became really hard to distinguish what was actually good and bad. And I feel like that's kind of what happened after World War II, maybe, is that, like, we thought, we're doing the right thing. We're promoting freedom across the world. When in reality, we were bombing children. Like a lot of children. Like so many children. I don't think we ever like had a count of how many children we've bombed. And I think maybe it would have been better if instead of doing our version of taking the ring for ourselves, we should have just cast it into the fire and destroyed it, you know? We should have just like let people live and let ourselves just live. That would have been nice. It would be nice to just be able to live. Like, like for a long time, it felt like there was no direction. You know, the idea of like we were at the end of history. You know, this was it. Was sort of a popular idea going around. And of course that's not true, but that's sort of how it felt. And then the 21st century happened, and we really started becoming the bad guys. And now it's just sort of obvious now. I wish it wasn't. I wish we weren't the bad guys, is what I mean. I wish we actually meant what we said. That we were like, we are bastions of freedom and democracy, instead of, lying. That would have been nice. I'd like everything that we stood for to be true and not some sort of propagandistic um creation, you know? The ideals that we pretended to hold were good ones. They're good ones that I'd like to actually try and hold in my life. You know, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, freedom, democracy. Yeah, that'd be nice. The best I can do is the best I can do is to do the best I can. And so I'm gonna. Because I want to make the world a better place. I want to make the world better and more beautiful. Because the world deserves it. The world and everyone and everything on it deserve that. You know? I've already influenced a few people, like you, Gremlin. Right? Like I've already influenced people for the better. I just like to continue and to, you know what? That's behind a fucking Luffy. I do not care. I would not fear. Let me go to screenshot. Okay. I'm imagining. I'm imagining, and that's beautiful. Imagining is beautiful and worthwhile. Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be a big imagining. Imagination is a beautiful and very human trait. Art is what makes us human. Let's not lose sight of that. Let's not lose sight that what makes us human is creating beautiful things, making the world a slightly better place. You know, you hear in things like Dark Souls, and this is interesting in Dark Souls that like the gods are scared of humanity. Right? Gwyn is terrified of humans because it is said that they will bring a new age, an age of dark. It's interesting that they attach humanity to darkness in that. And I don't really agree if you consider darkness to be an inherently bad thing. Right? Like I don't think that Dark Souls is trying to say that humans are bad because they're associated with the dark. I think they're trying to say that darkness isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's scary, right? It can be scary, but it's also comforting. It may seem like it only destroys things and covers up the light, but it can be beautiful. And I find that exploration worthwhile. Let me redo the fuck out of that thumb. Redo the fuck out of those fingers. There we go. This is something. It doesn't. These don't actually need to be good because they're gonna end up being completely covered up. But like, whatever, it's fine. Something about the Outer Wilds music. Also, sorry for voice cracks. I cannot help it. Let me get my boots off. I realized that I still have my boots on. Boot. Now off. Something about Outer Wilds music makes me feel very introspective. And that's wonderful. I like feeling introspective. But, I fully believe that making art is what makes us human. Being able to grasp these abstract and concrete concepts and to manifest something beautiful and emotional and compelling out of it. That's why I refuse to I refuse to believe the idea that humans are inherently evil. Evil doesn't create. Not human. Evil corrupts and takes what's already there for its own ends. That's why you don't see many that's why you don't see any rather good right-wing media. Evil can't create. You need to have a certain love for life and compassion for no. So how do I put this? In order to create, you need to be able to think. And I don't mean you need to be smart or nothing. I'm not smart. But what I'm saying is that you need to be able to think about the world, about your own process, about why you're creating why you're creating the piece in the first place. And that's something that most right-wingers can't do. Simply put, they can't do it. All the best media that they like actually goes against what they believe in. And they don't realize it. Because they can't take in media. They can't actually take in the world around them. They can't process it. And that's why you never see good media from them. Right? Like, they're angry right now at Helldivers 2 because it's actually been against like what they believe in this whole time, and they didn't realize it. You can't have that. You can't have media that actually says something and says something well if the creator doesn't have the ability to do so also. I'm gonna give a bit of a shout out to a thing I'm working on. My friend Potato Jeremy is an amazing writer. Some of the connections we've made together, uh, between the characters and like the theme of the theme that he wants to go for in that game's so good. Right? I find the theme like what do you have left when everything you've been told is a lie is such a compelling theme. It's so compelling and you can do so much with it. I'm so happy and excited that I get to work on that project with him. There we go, back to normal. Okay, something I'm gonna try and do with this piece because I'm interested in it is trying to figure out gradient maps. I want to learn gradient maps with this piece. I think it's gonna be super interesting because it's gonna be very dynamic, and even though I want to keep the style of the characters as consistent with the art style I'm pulling from as possible, I'd like to try some funky color stuff out. This will also help me develop style for later stuff with the dating sim game. And also the clown game, because I also want to do some really weird color stuff with that. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great. Okay, so the band would be around there. Yep. Also, can I just say, if anybody watching this supports Trump, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Big Lee. You're not American. If you're an American who supports Trump, you're not American. There's deeply un-American behavior. Go fuck yourself. I want to put that fucking out there. Also, if I disappear, I am not suicidal. I need to put that out there. I hate that I need to put that out there, but I'm gonna put that out there. What if I just did something weird? Not weird. What if I did something that goes against my sensibilities a little bit? See, what if I just do this pattern without concern for the actual, like, shape? So that when I do, like, shading and stuff, that, it looks kind of like Chowder. I grew up with Chowder as a show. It's a very good show. It's an amazing show. I'm playing in a game that's kind of based off Chowder. Like a bit based off Chowder and Dungeon Meshi. It's a D&D game. It's very good. Basically, after our previous, like, head chef died, uh, it has been the customary time of mourning, which is about a month. And now we have to go out and take orders and get get the ingredients, uh, make this stuff. So it's a fun mix of like going on D&D adventures and having funny and also fun cooking mechanics. I'm a big fan of. Oh, hold on, cat's at my door. Hi, Gracie. Hello. Uh, there's um, there's a fun cooking mechanic, or a bunch actually. And this last session we had to find spellberries. For a spellberry cobbler. It was very fun. It was a good session. It felt like a starting episode of like a cartoon, and I mean that in the best way. It was quite good. It was quite good and awesome. Do, 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 do. Partner, I think I messed up. There we go. There we go. Very good. How dense is it on the... A bit more than I'm doing. That's fine. That's fine. This is a very dense piece. This is definitely a very dense piece. Once this is done, it'll be very good. Once it is done, it'll be very good. Once it is done. Now that we're men, we can do anything. Now that we're men. Alright, I believe in with this. I might want to extend that a little bit. Just in case. I'm gonna flip you back around. You look good. You look good, man. Now let me see. Ah, you have a similar pattern on your head on your headband. Not your headband, I'm forgetting words because I'm bad at words. But the bandana. The head covering. That looks very pretty. There we go. Okay. Let me change it to lady and bar. Why not? There we go. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be some detail. That's definitely gonna be some detail. That's definitely detail. No doubt. There's a lot of detail that's going into this piece. It's very satisfying. I'm glad that I'm not forcing myself to rush this as long as I make good progress and get it done. You know? I'd rather not rush it. You can't rush good. You know, they say you can't rush perfection, but perfection's a lie meant to trick you into not doing well. Okay, so. I haven't caught up with the most recent chapter of One Piece, but I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited to see it because I've heard people talking about how Oda's done it again, but like in a positive way. Like he's done something right again. He's written peak. Incredibly based as usual. I'm not gonna say more than that because I got spoiled more than I wanted to, but I'm not mad about it or anything. I'm fine with being spoiled. It's just I kinda wish I read it sooner so that I could know about it already, and then I learned about what happened. Hmm, kind of a shame. All right, there we go. Also, in case people are wondering why I'm not doing a an April Fool's theme stream or like some sort of joke, I find that annoying. There's a lot of videos for people I subscribe to, like on like on YouTube that were doing April Fool's videos, and I just wanted to learn something, but no, they did fucking April Fool's, and it's an even fucking subjectively, that art channel, I really like them, by the way. Their art's awesome. Like, did an April Fool's thing, I think. I didn't even want to click on it. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that today's content is normal. This is normal content. Oh, speaking of content, that reminds me. Uh, I'm working on a new PNG tuber model for myself. Like a new main model. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna set up commissions because I've finally figured out how to do proper rigging. I think I'm only gonna have like a small like a real small number of commissions at a time because why not? You know, I don't want to overwork myself more than I already enjoy doing. So only a few, but I'm thinking because of my art skills, and my art is good, right? I have good art. The thing is, I don't want them to be I don't want them to be like too expensive so that people don't spend money on my art. But I also don't want it to be too cheap so that I'm not supported. So I need to find like a good level of that because I like doing art and I want people to pay me for doing art. I'm already like on a commission job for my friend uh Pomme de Jerame. Uh but that won't pay dividends because I asked for like getting a percentage of the profit of the game. So I won't get that money until the game's done and released. So in the meantime, I'm planning on doing some art stuff because I'm good at art. I'm good at art. That is what I'm good at. It's what I'm good at. It's what I enjoy. It's what makes me happy. That's just how things are. It makes me happy. That's why I do it so much. I do art as much as I do because it makes me happy. Okay. Yeah. So once let's right here. Hefty pass. Okay, yeah, no, there's hidden. There are more hidden slats. There are more hidden slats. There we go. No fighting on my bed. No. Uh-uh. Cat. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, ladies. No fighting on my bed. I don't care how crotchety and old you are. No fighting, okay? Hey! Hey! No. No. Neither of you. No. No fighting. Hey. Going out of my room. There we go. Love you. Oh, to have three cats and to have them fight. Or more accurately, have two of them fight and one of them be a victim. Oh, how simply delightful. Truly. Oh, speaking of PNG tuber, apparently Drock's working on Mama Drock's PNG tuber model. That's awesome. That's awesome. I really want to check that out, but I want to make progress on this. It's a real catch 22. What is that a reference to, by the way? What is a catch 22? I want to catch on the PS2. Let me get rid of the background. That. So that I can do this. I can have rid of that. I just need to. Yeah. Perfect. I do. God, I'm excited to see that. I'd like to watch that. Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? You know what I could do? I could listen in on that while I do my stream. That's fun. Draw time. Time for draw. Alright. Oh, hey, Pumpkin Potion's also live. I haven't checked her out in a while, but she's nice. Draw. The Truck Show. Oh, I noticed the regular Gremlin did switch. Well, have a good time watching the Truck Show. I sure will on the side. I just don't like the advertisement that's playing as a pre-roll. But you know what I'm gonna do once I get advertisement. Um, all right, sick. Ah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm listening. And but yeah, no, I see a regular groan in that chat. Have a wonderful time watching Drock. Sorry, I'm quiet, gamers. I'm I'm doing very exciting good things right now. Hmm. I'm gonna try and do a similar thing to what I did with the wall. And what I'm gonna do for that. Drock reminded me I should probably well once I'm done with this piece I should probably show like uh how a PNG tuber is made. Let me turn down this music a little bit on my end actually. Hold on. Sound mixer. Sound mixer. Please, I plead to you. There we go. Okay, so I'm thinking what I want to do for my PNG tuber model is I want to have a bunch of different emotions. I want it to be one of the emoting ones where I can swap between emotions on like hotkeys because I have the numpad. I have the numpad, the funny numbered pad, and that would allow me to have a bunch of emotions like angry, excited, happy, and I think I want to have like big funny decals. Like for instance, when I'm angry, or like when I put the angry down, I want like big comedic angry eyebrows, like massive floating over my head angry eyebrows, and like swap the big like floating X's to be red and like at a more shallow angle instead of the seep angle to be like I'm angry, grr. Or like sad, where like the I'm crying under the suit, or shocked, or shocked, or you know the the possibilities are endless. God, I'm listening to Drock on the side while I do this because like I'm so deeply interested in anybody making PNG tuber models. I want to do commissions for it once I get everything set up, like I said. And so I'm just like, I'm quiet and listening. I'm like, that's not very entertaining for you guys. It does sound like just me going, oh, go watch him. Which, like, yes, go watch him. He's awesome. Drock is awesome. He's a massive inspiration to me. Right? Like, him and Salty Jub are like my two biggest inspirations to start streaming. Right? They're both awesome. Of course I'd tell people to go check them out. They're cool. But like, still not very entertaining for you guys for me to just be people I like, even though like I'm gonna do it anyways, cause fuck. I want this one for myself to be really cool, like this PNG tuber for myself. Not that I'm working on right now, but that I'm working on off stream to be like complicated and cool. But I'm gonna allow myself time to work on it because I did the one for my friend, uh, like for my friend on the Sunday stream, and I have got to not do all nighters like that ever again. I need to not do all nighters like ever. So I'm gonna try and give myself the time to work on it. I'm gonna try and give myself a healthy work schedule on that. The thing is, I also need to do I need to do concept for Artemis too. I'll talk with Potato Jeremy about that. I'll talk to Potato Jeremy about that. I'd like to do the concepts while he's in the call and able to see it happen. You know, that'd be preferable. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I was zoomed out that much. But in case y'all don't remember, what I'm doing here is I'm basically taking this. I'm doing a bunch of vertical boards, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this left edge, I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna use the perspective. Hey, how do I ban you? How do I ban you for saying that? Why couldn't I click on you to say ban you? Banned. That motherfucker just referenced reading Rainbow. Anyways, yeah. So what I want to do, with that is gonna be very funky. Uh, then I'm gonna do work on a new starting soon screen. I have a good idea for. There we go. Okay. I don't know why I decided to do that. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I did. And I'm kind of digging this. But, like, I think I need to do a better thing later. Big square. Big square. I just got reminded of something. So, I've been talking about my drawing abilities. And I would like to say I do believe I'm good at art. I am not going to say I am excellent at art. I'm not going to say that I'm a master at art. All I'm going to say is that I think I'm pretty good at this point. I have a lot to I have a lot to grow. You know, I have a large ways to go as an artist. And the fact that there's stuff that I will allow myself to grow and develop and get out of my comfort zone a little bit is a very good thing, and I think that reminds me of something. I saw a post online that was like quoted a phrase I've heard a lot. I've said at one point when I was little. Even when I say little, I mean like 10, like 10, 11, 12. I saw some like abstract sort of, just color on canvas style art, and uh and I said what many people would say of like, oh, I could make that, anyone could. And somebody quoted that same phrase and said, okay, yeah, no, go make it, like unironically. Unironically, like, no, go, if you think you can make it, go try it. Go get like a canvas and some paint and do it. Right? What about this art piece inspires you? Right? What about it makes you go, I could make that? Like, like think about that and go try it. Like genuinely, go try it. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. But like, still, it's worth trying. It's worth going out and creating. Like literally, this is no judgment. Like absolutely no judgment whatsoever. Like yeah, no. If you think you can make a piece of art, go try making it. Make your own version of it. If there's parts of it that you don't like, go change it in the ways you think would work. Hold on, I need to let my cat in. Hi. Hey. Hello. You want up? I have a cat on my lap now, and that's very nice. Yeah. I also want to have. I also on the PNG tuber. I also want a cat on my lap. That's not gonna be part of it, right? But it's gonna be its own thing, and I want it to be the text to speech device, for chat, so that chat can do like. I'm thinking a channel point redeem rather than a bit redeem, so that anybody can do it, because I think that that sort of interaction is worth it. When once I have all that unlocked. Oh, what was I saying? There's a cat here that's distracting me with how cute she is. Mwah, hi. Oh yeah, and I want that to be my cat here because she's on my lap so much. She might as well be represented in the stream. You know, she might as well be represented in the stream because she's worth it. Yeah. Hi, I need you not to do that. All right, that looks better. There we go. I like that I can feel myself improving. I hope that also means I'm improving as a person. There we go. Love you, Gracie. Hold on, give me just a moment. I'll let you out. Here we go. Hi. Here we go. I love you. Alright, now all my cats are out of my room and I can go full steam. I don't think that line was completely vertical. Wrong thing. Alright, wrong menu. There we go. Better now. Hog. Sick. Alright, wrong window. Alright, this bit is almost done. I will do this, and then I will do the shelves, and then we will have that done. And then I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break from doing the liner to do some of the shading. Or like, the basic stuff, because it feels important to do that to me before I change my mind on what to do? So I'm going to do that because that sounds awesome and cool. Can you tell I'm still tired? By the way, I hope that's fine. I hope it's fine that I'm still tired. I've gotten good sleep since I didn't. But like, you know, I still need to recover. I need a couple more days to fully recover. Alright, so there we go. I might need to redo that eventually. Alright, there we go. My phone's battery's almost dead. And while your silly Billy, I am, yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I think I'm gonna finish off this in the shelves, and then I might call it. And then I feel like I actually want to do some of this off stream, but I also have stuff that I need to do off stream, like some. Oh, by the way, on Friday, I'm getting back into actually doing the fucking clown platformer concept art. So stay tuned for that. There we go. Okay. So that's taken care of. Yeah. 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 Yeah, good. Good and awesome. Very pog. Welcome to Pog Airs. Oh yeah, I also need to do this. Hold on. Where's the table? Below? There we go. Time for you. Alright, there we go. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm trying to figure things out in terms of the art piece. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm tired. I'm sorry that might not be the most entertaining. Is somebody meowing? Hi. Oh, you brought in a toy. I'm busy. Let me bring that in here, though. Here we go. Mamma mia, that was my best idea. Yeah, I'm dead. Red. Hi. What do you need from me? Hmm? What do you need from me? You want my attention? You can have it. I mean, I need to focus on this though, so fair warning on that. But like, you have my attention. Uh, the best I can give, or the best attention I can give. I mean, why are you just sweating in the corner? I mostly did that to get you out of the corner. You want out? Or do you want in? Do you want to snuggle with me, or do you want to snuggle with Mama? Hmm? Yeah, what's up? Alright, you want out. Love you. Alright, Pog. Hey, she's meowing outside now. She's meowing outside my room now, and that's very sweet, but also. Uh, you, you want it out. Okay, hi. Hi, I love you. How are you? Hmm? Yeah? Okay, you're under the bed. Alright. I'm gonna continue progressing on this art piece until deciding I'm done. For tip. You want up? There we go. Hi. Mwah. Hi. This is a lot, so I'm a little flustered. I hope that's fine. I hope that's fine, Nenims. Please don't take the piece while I'm drawing. Thank you. Mm. Okay. Now I have a cat on my lap once again. She is now in a cradle of her own making. I have a headache all of a sudden. That's fun. Man. Maniac, I'm dead. Bread. Bread. What if I need to do another layer of this to really just get at it and go, alright, this is the actual good version? I could do that. I could do that. I could do that, and I think I might need to do that later. And I'm trying to make the size of the lines more reasonable so I don't have to redraw all of this to be like, oh, the lines are consistent and good now. Because that sounds like more work than I want to do later. Honestly, if you're an artist, why not do that? As long as it's actually your fucking work. Fucking AI bros, go die in a ditch. Go die in a ditch somewhere, please. In Minecraft. I've died in a ditch in Minecraft before. Sorry for changing the subject while I was in the middle of the thought. I am tired and thus incredibly unmedicated. Uh, one time I died in a ditch in Minecraft and it was not very fun. That was not a fun way to die. There were too many skeletons there. I don't like the skeletons. The creepers are actually really fun. Like creepers are really fun mobs. Right? Like their explosions aren't too annoying. They're fine. They do give a bit of a warning, which is good design. I like them. Skeletons are dumb. The skeletons are not very good. They're way too effective at killing me specifically, and I'm pissed about it. And so I'm gonna say they're bad. I can Alright, if I do that, you can see what sort of chicane and nanery. And the reason I'm not bothering with this is because, as you can see, not in there, in there, look, look how much of that's covered. Turns out all of that's gonna be covered. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Sehr slutty and bar. And here's shelves. Shelves. Hi, sweet lady. Hello. Hi there. There you are. And if I bring down this right there, there we go. Yeah, there we are. Right, the important thing for these is that they still follow perspective. That is my goal. Sorry for being quiet. Here you go, and on slash take a carol. What I can do. Da, 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 da. The song feels incomplete without the theremin. You know? It's quite beautiful. Without everybody there. Is life really that complete? Think about it for a second. Just twink about it for a moment. Let me twink about it, Batman. And let me take care of that. And as you can see, there's stuff. There's things. I'm doing. There we go. I'll probably have to clean up the background line art. And then what I can actually do, if I'm cool and epic, which I believe I am, what I can do, what I can doobie doo by Agent P is I can actually take care of this. You're probably wondering, why am I erasing so much of my work? Because I'm gonna have to do that anyways. That's sort of what I signed up for when doing something so complicated. And I decided that I'm actually gonna merge these layers down. Alright, there we go. Well, look at that. Look at that. The details coming together. It's a very busy piece, I realized. This piece is very busy. It's very busy. It's very fun. Now, if I do that, I can have this whole background have shading. Yeah, I can have this whole thing have shading. That's awesome, and I think I might do that. But like, see, it's gonna get a lot busier. Right now, it looks. Right now, honestly, let me. Yeah, see, right now it's right now it's super unbusy. Doing this, it'll make it busy. It'll make it very busy. Honestly, the actual construction of everything is very simple. It's just that the detail is a lot. Yeah. 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 Okay. Now I know I didn't make as much progress as I thought I would. I know I'm not making enough progress. It's okay. But yeah, no. I know I didn't make as much progress as I thought I would. But I have been streaming for a couple hours, and I'm kind of eeping. I'm kind of eeping awake. I'm getting very eepy, so I think I might end this soon. I like this. All right, all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to save this. All right, and hear me out because this is hilarious. I'm switching over to just chatting, and I'm gonna do my ending read. Uh, because I'm tired and I want to rest up a little bit. I want to get some water. I want to treat myself a little bit. And then I'm gonna work on that PNG tuber that I've been talking about. So uh I'm gonna do my ending read now. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over on Bluesky and Tumblr at BigWare1. You can also find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bajongles1 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. Also known as the best time. I kid, I kid, I kid, I joke. I'm joking. But also kind of not. Because I like where I live. But anyways, I you can also find me on YouTube if you're seeing the VOD. Hello YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. I updated the for the channel to be VOD Jongles. I kept the name the same though. I might change the name to like Bajongles VODs or like VOD Jongles later because it is specifically my VOD channel. Uh, and I'm I want to set up more channels for like different edited bits later. But I edited the for the YouTube channel to VOD Jongles. And with that, I will catch y'all on the flip flop. Bye bye.